that time of the year again. It's iPhone season. What's up guys, it's Renz. Today I'm super excited. We're gonna be picking up the new iPhone 15 Pro. Now, even though there is not that much of an upgrade from the 14 Pro to the 15, I'm still super excited because of the colorways, this year. I went with natural titanium and I'm super excited to see how that looks in person. I went with the 15 Pro this year as well. I've kind of downgraded in size over the years just because it's just convenient, especially when I'm traveling. I hate, carrying around a bigger phone, so I went with the regular phone this year. So with all that being said, we're gonna go to my Apple store, pick this bad boy up, unbox it here, and give you guys my first impressions. Let's go. The reason why we went early today is because it's just easier, especially living here in downtown. It is the worst. Like around 2 o'clock or 3, this is like not the place to be. My pickup arrival time is like 9:15 to 9:30. So I'm hoping there's like no one there or else I'm screwed. So I live in the middle of downtown LA and there's this really awesome Apple store not far from where I live. There's this old theater called the Tower Theater that was built in 1931 and used to show classic movies. In 2018, Apple bought the theater and renovated it. They made it look amazing, and in 2021, it became the main flagship store in LA. This Apple store is seriously really cool. If you're a big fan of Apple and you're in the area, you should check it out. All right, so we picked up the iPhone 15 Pro. I also ended up picking up the Apple Watch Ultra, this really nice band. It's like orange and blue. I love the retro vibe of it, so I ended up picking that up as well. But that's pretty much it. Now unboxing is pretty straightforward. I was really torn between getting the black titanium and natural. I went with natural this year because I think it really showcases this gorgeous new titanium finish. Also went with the 256GB model, which is priced at $1099. I think this is perfect for me since I offload my photos and videos frequently in the cloud. From first impressions, I'm really glad I went with this titanium color. And if you're curious to see, it does match the Apple Watch Ultra nicely. From other photos, it had a slight champagne, almost gold finish, but in person, it's more of a lighter gray, which is exactly what I wanted. In addition, you also get a nice braided USB-C cable. Do keep in mind, this is a USB 2.0 transfer cable, and you're welcome to use any USB 3 or Thunderbolt cable so you can get faster transfer speeds. And that's pretty much what you get in the box. So this is how the natural titanium looks. Here it is compared to the Apple Watch Ultra. Again, it matches pretty well. I don't regret getting the regular size iPhone this year. I'm trying to keep everything minimal and light, especially for travel. However, I do know this comes at a cost since the bigger phones have better battery life. The difference first glance from the 14 Pro is that it does feel lighter and the rounded corners feel really nice and not as sharp as the 14 Pro. This makes it easier to hold. And the addition of the action button is quite nice, allowing you to customize it to your liking. On the bottom of the phone, of course, is the addition of USB-C. This is going to be super useful, especially when traveling, since most of the time I carry around USB-C Type-C cables. I am quite mad that I still have to carry around a lightning cable for my AirPods Pro and AirPods Max, but hopefully Apple updates the Max really soon. Both the Pro and Pro Max are now rocking the A17 Pro chip. This means better processing and GPU. Apple even showcased the iPhone playing Resident Evil 4, so I'm definitely interested in checking that out. The features that I get excited about every year is actually the camera. What's impressive is that you basically get 7 cameras with different focal lengths. It's nice to switch between 24, 28, and my personal favorite, 35mm. The 5x telephoto is exclusive to the 15 Pro Max. I was okay not having this since I barely use that 120mm focal length. Apple also claims better low light performance and an improved coating for lens flares. I am curious to see how this camera performs at nighttime, since that's when most flares are really noticeable. I'm also stoked to try out the ProRes log footage, which is a game changer as a content creator. I like to have flexibility to color grade in post with the highest quality possible. Definitely curious to dive deeper into this soon. This year was also a little bit different because I did not like Apple's accessories, especially the fine woven cases. I prefer the leather ones, so the case that I'm going to rock is from Nomad called the Modern Leather Case in this sweet English tan color. If you're looking for a leather case, this is it. For screen protectors, I always recommend the ones from Spigen. They're easy to install and super high quality. We'll discuss more accessories soon in a dedicated video, so hit the like and subscribe to stay up to date on that. All in all, if you have the 14 Pro, then this year's phone isn't worth the upgrade in my opinion. The small upgrades are okay, and unless you need the latest and greatest, I would probably hold off. If you do have an iPhone 12 and older, then this is worth some consideration. The dynamic island, the cameras, the better processor, All of those things make this a worthy upgrade. But that's pretty much it. What do you guys think of the new iPhone 15 Pro? Are you guys upgrading this year? And if you want to see more iPhone related content, subscribe to the channel and follow me on my socials. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.